This portion of our CES coverage is brought to you by Lastpass. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and start securing your passwords today. We are here in the Lenovo suite where they are showing off their latest Thinkpad X1 Carbon. It's got some pretty significant spec upgrades. First and foremost of which is an 8th gen core processor. Yes, my friends, we are talking quad core in a tiny, lightweight laptop like this. It can be equipped with up to 16 gigs of RAM, up to a 1 terabyte M.2 drive, and it's got a ton of other great features built into it as well. It's available with Windows Hello facial recognition, as well as, fingerprint sensors for plebs. It's got a shutter to hide the webcam, sort of, maybe. We'll get to that later. It's available with up to a 500 nit peak brightness 1440p display, and there's another option with touch. And this premium display option has 100% Adobe RGB coverage, and it is factory calibrated. They've actually tuned the display for Dolby Vision, and in terms of the performance, it is somewhere near the HDR 400 spec, which is kind of like, it's like sort of related to HDR 10, but that would be like 1,000, so it's like HDR 1000 is 1,000 nits peak brightness, and then there's like 600 and 400. The actual value of it is sort of debatable, but it'll understand an HDR signal, let's put it that way. It's got support for Dolby Atmos, and the keyboard is characteristic of Lenovo, pretty darn solid with everything you could want in terms of inputs. You got the nipple, you got the buttons, and you've got the touchpad. I/O is not disappointing, actually. You can't say that about a lot of modern devices. So we've got a 3.5mm jack, we've got a USB-A on that side, we've got another USB-A, we've got an HDMI output, we've got 2 Thunderbolt ports with 4 PCIe lanes each, and an Ethernet jack, but it's like this weird proprietary form factor for it. I had to ask. I was like, why do you need an Ethernet jack? Why isn't it just a Type-C if it's got to plug into your dock, which has a bunch of other I/O on it? And the answer was actually really smart. It's so that your MAC address doesn't change. That's great for corporate clients when you plug into your dock and you want to access your VPN or whatever. It's got integrated 4G LTE and 57 watt-hour battery, Cortana support. Now let's get into the things that I'm like super disappointed about. So the premium 1440p panel, not available with touch. Thank you, panel makers. The IR camera is not compatible with the cover, and the IR camera version is not available with the premium panel. So it's like, man, it's like so close to being like basically perfect. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. I feel like I say that a lot. It's gonna start at $1709. That is a weird price point. But you know what's not at a weird price point? Lastpass. Lastpass is a great value if you're looking for a way to keep track of securely your passwords and other credentials, or even just little notes that you want to make to yourself or share with others securely. For shows like this, Lastpass is fantastic because it allows us to log into social accounts or get access to online assets like Shutterstock without having to do a password reset or call someone to get a password, or heaven forbid, be texting login and password credentials around to each other. It's just one password you have to remember. It supports 2-factor authentication for additional security, and you can get access to everything you need, whether you're an individual with LastPass Premium, you're a small team with LastPass Teams, or even a large enterprise with LastPass Enterprise. So go check it out, try it out. We've got it linked in the video description. We've been using it a long time. We've been super happy. So thanks for watching, guys. You can dislike this video if you're like mean, or you can press like, get subscribed, and make sure you don't miss any of our CES 2018 content.